Now on SuTV News, Menard Hall construction finally moving forward, and the story of some students' reunion with the 100-year-old building.
Well, the Bison Information Network strikes it big with a historic deal.
And the Bison football team starts the season with a big win at home. Welcome and thanks for joining us. I'm Andrew Young.
And I'm Ryan Borstelman.
Well, it's something that's never been done before. The owners of Bison Block, along with several others, have organized a night of entertainment, games, food, and more. It's the first annual Bison Bash, and it's happening right next to campus. SuTV News' Brandon Clark is out there, and Brandon, tell us what you're seeing out there. It looks like there's quite a lot going on.
Well, that's absolutely right, Andrew. Now, there's not a lot of people in this area between Bison Block 1 and Bison Block 2, where there's probably 300 people. Now, as you can see, tripwires playing in the background, and there's food, there's drink, there's really anything you want you can get here. Now, joining me here is Jeremy Carlson. He's one of the owners of Bison Block. Jeremy, what inspired throwing an event like this?
Well, we knew that NDSU used to have a back-to-school event for all the students with some live music. And they had since quit that, and we wanted to continue where they left off and do something for the students when they got back to school to celebrate back to school. Now, where else would you want to be on an 80-degree evening?
Yeah, it's definitely a beautiful evening. What could people expect if they want to come out?
We have pizza from Spicy Pie. We have subs from Jimmy John's, any type of coffee or drink that you would want from Jitters. We have a beer garden over here. We have Monster Tent over here. Just about anything you could think of.
So now I'm guessing this event is try to get people around here to realize that these businesses are here. What is it that brings these businesses in for college students?
When we developed the property, we knew with, since the university's going Division I, we wanted to create a Division I atmosphere. We needed additional amenities across the street from campus for the students, and that was the driving force for us to actually develop the property.
So now there's a lot of there used to be an old house in between Bison Block and Bison Block 1 and Bison Block 2. That's since been demolished. What are you guys going to do with that space now?
We're going to add on to the buildings. We'll tie the building all together, so when you pull up to the Bison Block or you're walking by, it is going to be the Bison Block. It'll be one continuous building. We're going to add 8 additional apartments, and then on the main floor we're going to have commercial space for a burger bar, and then maybe even like a burrito shop or something, or a live event center. We haven't decided quite yet, but we're going to start that in the spring.
So now, people coming out, how many people are you actually expecting here tonight?
Our Facebook page, we had about 600, that were responding, and I would guess as the night goes on right now, I would guess we're somewhere in that 250 to 300. I'd like to see as many people out here as possible. We're going to do this every year. We started at 3 o'clock to try to create a buzz on campus, and maybe next year we'll start a little bit later and create an evening event, but so far so good.
Well, there's no reason why they shouldn't come out here. Beautiful night, great music. Jeremy, thanks for joining us. Once again, tripwires on stage. They'll be playing for a while. Food, drink, beer gardens in between Bison Block 1, Bison Block 2. Andrew, it's really a great time.
Brandon, I think you're making a lot of people in the studio here jealous. I think we wish we were out there with you. Now, he said he was expecting quite a few, Brandon. How many people are you seeing? How many people are they expecting? You want us to go over that one more time with us?
Well, if you are downtown this weekend, you might want to find a designated driver. The Fargo Police Department is having a sobriety checkpoint within the Fargo city limits sometime between September 6th and September 10th. Since October 2004, the Fargo PD has 52 sobriety checkpoints with 162 arrests for DUI. The purpose of the checkpoints is to deter drunk driving.
Well, after a slow start, construction on Menard Hall is speeding up. While there's still a lot of work to be done, a little progress has opened the doors for some students to move back. SuTV News' Brandon Clark has more.
As you can see behind me, what was once a pile of rubble about a year and a half ago is quite the contrary today. After several delays of groups coming in to take soil samples, assess the damage, and really try to figure out what happened, this construction project is finally moving forward. For Michael Burns and the graduate communications students, it's been a long time coming to have a place to call home.
Much cleaner, it's much nicer.
Do you feel like it's home?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it's not so much, where you're at, it's the people.
They were out of their offices for the summer and the first couple weeks of this semester, and that created some problems.
Having to lug everything that you owned or needed to class or for work or whatever to everywhere you went.
But now that there's a place for them to use, most of the kinks have been worked out.
We really have no complaints. We're happy with what we have, and we're happy to be in a space.
Going forward with the rest of Menard will be a process. Crews need to build the collapsed portion, finish the inside of it, and raise the roof on the south portion. There could be delays with delivery of building materials. Right now, though, everything is on track.
This is actually squatting space. This isn't ours. We're not allowed to hang much on the walls because it's not our space.
And even though it's just a squatting space for the grad students, it's a luxury compared to what the comm faculty have.
They're in cubicles in Ely, so they always tease us, at least we have doors. They're jealous of our space, actually.
With the delays, Menard Hall is expected to be completed by December 1st, 2012, instead of by the start of next fall.
Well, Menard isn't the only building on campus going through some major changes. South Engineering is having several renovations. Crews will be replacing a leaking roof and fixing of ventilation and electrical issues. If you've had class there, you may know classrooms can get pretty warm. But don't worry, this problem will be fixed with the new ventilation system. The total cost of the project is around $800,000.
Well, while students were at relaxing during the summer, NDSU was working away. Construction on Menard, construction on South Engineering.
Yeah, and from what I hear, they are not the only ones. The Bison Information Network are doing a lot of work this summer as well.
That's right, and that's right. Next, actually, still to come, stay with us, because we'll tell you why the Bison Information Network is setting a big deal with this new remote system. I'll show you why. Stick with us.
Jimmy John's, America's favorite sandwich. Delivery guys.
Total is $472. How do you want to pay for that today?
I have a few different cards I want to put it on.
There is an easier way to do this. Book charging and rentals, only at the NDSU bookstore.
The Bison and St. Francis at the Trees Bowl this Saturday, September 10th at 6 p.m. Sponsored by North Dakota Forest Service. For tickets, call 231-NDSU.
I'll stop and go.
Okay. Why does he keep counting?
SuTvNews is sponsored in part by Stop and Go. Stop and Go. We're always there. The North Dakota State University Police and Safety Office wants to keep you safe when you walk to class. On average, a pedestrian is killed in a traffic crash every 120 minutes and injured in a traffic crash every 9 minutes. You are asked to cross the street at marked crosswalks or at intersections and observe traffic control signals. The Police and Safety Office says University Drive, 12th Avenue North, 18th Street North, and the streets downtown are not campus streets. Vehicles do not yield. To avoid crashes, be observant.
Well, you can win an iPad 2, a computer system, and several other prizes, all by leaving your car at home. It's called the Commuter Challenge, and it is hosted by MATBUS. Use a form of eco-friendly transportation like walking, carpooling, or riding a MATBUS at least once a week. If you complete all 8 weeks of the challenge, you could win the iPad 2 or the computer system. The challenge runs from September 6th through November 1st.
Well, the Bison Information Network's new $36,000 broadcast remote system will be put to good use this year. An agreement has been reached between the BIN and the NDSU Division of Fine Arts to televise a number of upcoming on-campus events. SuTvNews' Matthew Kurtz has the details.
Promotion is key.
Promotion will be aplenty this school year as, for the first time, BIN will be broadcasting a total of 9 fine arts events throughout the year to be seen on campus.
We want to reach as wide an audience as possible. We don't want to be one of those best-kept secrets. You know, we'd like the campus community and the wider NDSU and wider region to know more about NDSU and to realize what a significant program that we have here.
We'll be able to demonstrate and show the kinds of performances that we do. And another side benefit is that if the students know we're going to be actually recording these for posterity, they probably will be on their A game.
We don't want to have empty houses. We want to have a living, breathing, vibrant production, art forms. And so it's definitely interactive.
On the schedule to be televised this semester is the NDSU theater production, The Wild Party, on October 21st, the Messiah Concert on December 11th, as well as the choir department's annual Madrigal Dinner performance during the holiday season. All events can be seen on Channel 84 on campus.
It's going to be, I think, a long-term, mutually beneficial situation that will allow, both of us to grow together.
The rundown of next semester's remote broadcast includes the Jazz Festival next February and the NDSU Opera Theater production of Mikado on May 4th. The Bison Information Network is working. South Engineering has construction, Menard. NDSU is a hopping place to be.
There is a lot going on, and coming up next, we will show you what's happening on campus in the coming week.
I take my University 189 class, and then that
Jimmy John's, America's favorite sandwich. Delivery guys.
Total is $472. How do you want to pay for that today?
I have a few different cards I want to put it on.
There is an easier way to do this. Book charging and rentals, only at the NDSU bookstore.
The Bison and St. Francis at the Trees Bowl this Saturday, September 10th at 6 p.m. Sponsored by North Dakota Forest Service. For tickets, call 231-NDSU.
Well, here's a look at some things happening on campus. You can enjoy the nightlife, and it's free. Club NDSU offers a live DJ, a video game lounge, food and drinks, and tons of prizes. Well, to get in, you just show your student ID. Club Club NDSU is Saturday, September 10th from 9:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the basement of the Union.
Sorority recruitment is also upon us. NDSU's 3 sororities will have recruitment week from September 13th through September 19th. They are highly involved with their national organizations and throughout the NDSU and FM community. To register, visit the Greek Life website at www.ndsugreek.com.
Well, you can help friends, family, and other students struggling with alcohol or other drug misuse. The NDSU's President's Council on Alcohol and Other Drugs is holding training dates to become a Live Real mentor. The program teaches the effects of high-risk alcohol and drug use and seeks to prevent it. The next training session is Wednesday, September 14th at 4 o'clock p.m. in the Room of Nations at the Memorial Union.
Well, being a freshman in college has its challenges. New people, new culture, and new classes. So we went on campus to find out how the freshmen are adjusting to the new experiences.
I really like the campus, everything it has to offer, the food courts, the classes, the people, everything's pretty nice.
I really like it because of the fact that I take my University 189 class, and then that really helps me get around and know the campus before I'm actually even on it.
And yeah, too, it's just a pretty great campus. Like, I like the people here. I like how they're friendly.
Well, it's a nice campus, I guess. It's a lot of nice people here, and it's a nice weather so far. So it's just a great atmosphere.
Classes are going really good, and I love NDSU. Wouldn't go anywhere else.
The best thing about the new freshmen, with a new freshman comes a new school year, and with a new school year comes a new football season.
A new football season. Everybody's got their gold shirts, and they're at the Dome, and they're ready to go in the student section. And hey, they made it to the FCS quarterfinals last year. Lots of hope this year.
I hear we started out pretty strong.
That's right. The Bison were in action this past Saturday against the Lafayette Leopards, and we will have highlights of that game all and more coming up. SuTV Sports is next.
Total is $472. How do you want to pay for that today?
I have a few different cards I want to put it on. There is an easier way to do this. Book charging and rentals, only at the NDSU bookstore.
Jimmy John's, America's favorite sandwich. Delivery guys.
It's the Bison and St. Francis at the Trees Bowl this Saturday, September 10th at 6 p.m. Sponsored by North Dakota Forest Service. For tickets, call 231-NDSU.
Watch the squeeze.
SuTV Sports is sponsored in part by Shields. Ready for your next big adventure? Welcome to Shields, the world's largest selection of sports, sportswear, and footwear.
Thanks for sticking with us. Now, after a disappointing end to last season and an off-season full of high expectations, the Bison football team is back in action. They met Lafayette in their first of 2 home games to open up the season, and it was a gold rush at the Fargodome, they called it. The Bison breaking out the gold jerseys for the first time ever, and will pick it up in the first play from scrimmage. Alan Elder is stuffed by Chad Wilson in the backfield. The defense, as expected, solid all day for the Bison. The first play of the second quarter, here quarterback Brock Jensen, he opens up the scoring as he finds Warren Holloway, who cuts to the right. and takes it 67 yards for the touchdown. The PAT makes the Bison lead 7-0. Now under a minute to go in the first half, and DJ McNorton, he'll pound it in from a yard out to give the Bison a 14-0 lead. But McNorton, he wasn't done. He had a big game, first Bison possession of the second half, and he takes it 21 yards for the 21-0 lead for the Bison, and they go on to walk all over the Leopards, winning 42-6 and pick up their first win of the season. But it wasn't all good news for the Bison, as wide receiver Vraa suffered a broken collarbone in the game. He broke his other collarbone at the beginning of last season. The team does think, however, that he will make a return this season. More bad news, running back DJ McNorton has also been sidelined with an ankle injury. He's listed as doubtful for this week. The Bison will take on St. Francis this Saturday in the 22nd annual Trees Bowl. Now, the mascot for St. Francis is the Red Flash, and they lost their Northeast Conference opener 38-28 at Widener College.
You know, I think our impetus right now and our focus as a football team is we've got to get better this week. We're pleased with the start, but you know, when you get non-conference play, you've got to get better, and we need to get better this week, we need to come up with another win.
The rivalry matchup between the Bison and the Sioux at the Betty in Grand Forks. Megan Lambertson got injured in this one. She sat out the match. But in the second set, Jennifer Lopez sets it to Lauren Kamek for one of her 10 kills. She had 4 aces for the Bison in the game. Later in the set, the Bison are up 23-21 when Carissa Whalen comes up with the big kill, and the Bison win the second set 25-22. But UND would prove to be too much in this one, as in the fourth set, it's game point, and Tia Russell finds a hole in the defense, and they win 3-1.
Can't hang our heads about this loss. UND fought hard, they played great, and they deserve that win. I mean, so we got to move on. We got to figure out if Megan's going to be healthy, ready to go on Friday. We got to move on with the rest of our season.
Bison women's golfer Amy Anderson has been named to Golf World's top 50 college golfers watch list. The junior from Oxbow, North Dakota, has won an NDSU record 10 tournaments. The two-time Summit League Women's Golfer of the Year competed in the U.S. Women's Open this summer as well. Anderson and the Bison open up their fall season Friday at the Cobber Open in Detroit Lakes. During Steve Lockway's career as a Bison quarterback and strong safety, NDSU won more than 30 games. Now, as head coach of the MSUM Dragons, Lacqua has brought a winning attitude back into a struggling program. SuTV Sports director Ryan Nelson has more on this player turned coach.
After the Dragons football team finished with a measly 2 wins last season, Steve Lockway stepped into a program in dire need of new direction. And so far, so good.
We most definitely hope to be 1-0 at this point. I think regardless of the wins or losses, I think the program is further along than maybe we expected it to be at this point.
Coach Lockway's a great coach. He can teach you both things about mentally and physically in the game. He'll help you out in all your reads and all your progressions. He's a great coach, and I'm glad that we have him.
Lockway knows without his time spent as a Bison, this wouldn't be possible.
NDSU has done a lot as far as not just on the football field, but creating a lot of character, a lot of discipline, a lot of understanding of what it takes to be a winner on and off the field.
But Lockway isn't alone. In fact, 6 former Bison players are now coaches for the Dragons. And for some, this is more than a temporary position.
Bam, bam. I feel like my time was up playing football. Now I have a great time. I got a great opportunity to influence other guys, not just on the field, but off the field, and teaching them how to become men. Some guys don't have people to influence them in the right way, and I think I can be one of those guys for them, and I think being around football is something I enjoy.
Although Lockway's playing days may be over, the players know he's still got it.
He's got a lot of energy, high energy, and that energy bounces off to the players, bounces off to me. So he creates this whole energy practice where everyone's flying around, everyone's happy, everyone's smiling. So it's great to have him around.
Ryan Nelson, SuTV Sports.
Nice catch by sports director Ryan Nelson
right
that
there,
way.
there.
It's Lockway. Steve Lockway's Dragons beat Robert Morris 28-17 in Week 1. They take on Winona State at home on Saturday.
All this talk of football, Bison football, man, season's here.
That's right, St. Francis this weekend. You know, after last season's disappointing loss, people are really ready to see what this team can do. They moved up in the rankings. I think they're 8 now in the FCS. So.
Well, after week 1's blowout, I'm hoping they can carry that into this
They're
weekend.
expecting more, lots of scoring this weekend as well against St. Francis. And then it's the Gophers coming up on the 24th of September, I believe.
It's going to be an exciting game.
Yeah.
And we will hear all about this Saturday's game next week on SuTV Sports, right, Matthew?
Absolutely.
All right, well, that is all the news we have for tonight. Thanks for watching. For more news, don't forget to pick up your copy of The Spectrum. And as we leave you tonight, we're going to take you back one last time to the Bison Block Bash. Have a good night.